And welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff. And if you have a question, feel free to leave them on down below or go on over to my Ask FM account thing. I will get you squared away. I promise. First question. I just finished watching the JHS video on Behringer pedals and found it very cool and informative. If you've seen it, what's your take on the video and Behringer in general? I did see that video. I'm a huge fan of the JHS YouTube channel. And, Josh has a lot of really cool insight to kind of the whole pedal side of things. And really, it's just a learnorama. There's always something to learn in any JHS pedal video, and I just love that. I didn't know some of that stuff in the Behringer pedal video specifically. I do know a couple of morsels about Behringer and Uli. Like the metal zone, the distortion pedal is pink because he actually, Uli doesn't like guitar players. He's a piano player, so he thinks playing guitar is super, super silly. But I will say, after watching the JHS video, I have a lot of respect for Mr. Behringer's hustle. You can't not respect his hustle. And Behringer and inexpensive gear absolutely have its place in the world. And I love the X32 mixer, and they make a lot of good stuff. I mean, I've had a couple of their things on this channel as well. So it just goes to show you that just because it's cheap, don't mean it can't do the job. In the last FAQ, you mentioned how you rarely got to play guitar due to how your life was going at the time. Whenever you take long breaks like that, do you lose your ability to play, or is it like riding a bike, and once you got it, you got it? In that particular case, when I was referencing like when my daughter was first born and I didn't play guitar hardly at all for literally 3 years, there was a bit of a relearning curve, kind of. It is always kind of like riding a bike. You don't totally stop playing. You have 30-minute increments every few weeks. So I definitely by no means kept up on chops or anything like that. Not that I ever had much chops, but honestly, I only got super, super serious and regular about playing guitar again in 2005-ish, when my band moved down to California at the time. And then after that, after we got back, I took another break. I didn't play guitar for 2 straight years, just because I was just angry at the instrument and how it ruined my life. And I was just focusing on a career and raising my daughter. So, technically I've been playing since the summer of '94, but really I've only been super mega serious in the capacity that you guys are used to seeing since 2009. So yeah, I guess it is a lot like riding a bike though, when you pick it up for the first time after having been given up for many, many years. But I don't know, it's just kind of one of those things. You always still there is a familiarity that doesn't seem to go away, at least for me. Have you had any of the copyright issues like some other YouTubers are having? No, I have not. Fortunately, I set out to never ever really focus on covers, and I am glad I made that decision many years ago, although I would probably have tons of money and lots more subscribers if I went the cover route. But when I started the channel, covers were not something that I ever wanted to do because I am not good at them. So, no, I have not had any issues, at least lately. I did have a few issues when the adpocalypse was going on originally with the whole PewDiePie thing, a year or 2 years ago. And I was getting things flagged and they weren't monetizable, like, the Stam 1073 microphone preamp that was not monetizable because explicit content. I'm like, well, I mean, it is gear porn, guys, but there's nothing bad in there. And then I would appeal it, and they would go, oh, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, now I'm seeing videos and I'm hearing of videos like lesson videos of teaching you an A minor chord. Universal's like, nope, that's ours. Or, Jared Dines famously hummed Smoke on the Water, and he got a copyright claim. And what is happening, in case anyone wonders why this has ratcheted up lately, is Universal Music, who owns most of the music on the planet Earth, they have now hired people. It's not the algorithm that's triggering things. They have hired people to just surf YouTube and look for things that they can take down and or monetize, which they never really did before. So it's a new playing field, and it's absurd and completely out of control. and I hope it doesn't have a lasting effect. Hopefully they'll get it all sorted, but they're being very aggressive about it, and I do get it. I mean, some of these YouTubers are making a lot of money off of covers, and they want to get their share, and I get that. But you know, playing an A minor chord to teaching you how to play a guitar chord that has nothing to do with any song and flagging that, it's ridiculous, man. What do you think about owning gear beyond your means? I often feel guilt when I own expensive guitars or amps, like I need to be a better player and I could make do with cheaper gear. Honestly, you know, I think that's all up to you, and it's all in your head. If you don't think you're good enough to play a nice piece of gear, or if you're not deserving enough to play a piece of gear, then I don't know, just don't play it. The problem I have is when other people tell you, well, you don't deserve that. I get told that all the time. Oh, you don't deserve to have those nice monitors. You don't deserve to have that Paul Reed Smith because you don't shred, bro. You know, that's such a stupid thing to even argue or care about. If someone works and hustles and gets something awesome, well then good for them. That's awesome. Really, I don't ever think of the things, or me being valuable enough to play the things. I worked and did the work to afford the nice things. It's not a matter of like, oh, I'm good enough to play it, because I think that's a holdover from like the classical world. Like, you know, hundreds of years ago, you had to be good enough to play an old violin or something like that. I don't know really where it comes from in the modern era, but I think it's stupid. And if you want to play it. I mean, it's just gear, man. Any suggestions for practicing loud instruments in a highly populated apartment building? Sound isolation booths are expensive, but is it worth making a DIY if you have the skills? You don't specifically say what you are trying to do and what is loud, but honestly, if you're in some kind of an apartment, I would just go all digital, get a MacBook, or download a plugin if you already have a MacBook, which is pretty likely, or a laptop or some kind of a computer. It's highly likely that you have it. So if you're trying to play guitar, just get a plugin to play. Guitarists in particular like to build their rigs for the just in case scenario. Well, if I ever go and happen to play a show, even though I'm not in a band and don't know anybody that's in a band right now, but if I happen to go play a show, I want to be able to play a show and crank up, so I'm gonna buy this 100-watt dual rectifier. It's like, dude, if you're, buy the gear and use the gear that's applicable to your situation now. So if you're just trying to practice and like mess around at home, get a plugin or get a little small combo amp or a headphone amp or something like that. Or if you really like your giant old Marshall, get a Torpedo Live or something like that. Taking up physical space in order to play the loud thing doesn't really make sense these days anymore, especially with things like, the Helix Kempers and the Fractals of the world. So, no, I wouldn't do a DIY booth. Now, again, I don't specifically know what you are trying to crank up, if it's like a bass or drums or something like that, but I'm gonna assume it's a guitar or a guitar amp. So with that being said, just get some software or plugins or something, dude. And now, Fluff reads a tweet. It's weird we kind of just take our parents' word about a birth date. My suggestion to you this week is to check out my new course, The Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Recording Rock and Metal, that I made in conjunction with Unstoppable Recording Machine. Now, if you are already recording on your own, this course is not for you. But if you have always wanted to record and have yet to get in it because you kind of feel overwhelmed, this course is for you. It's a one-time cost, and you get a bunch of plugins that we give them to you for free, and you get the session and you get the files, and we go through and I show you how to create your own demo. And I record a song in real time with my dudes Into the Flood, record guitars, bass, a lead, a vocal, and then I show you how MIDI drums work. And I think it's like $40, but it's a really cool course. We spent a lot of time, we worked really hard on it, and if you are wanting to get into recording, this course is for you. All applicable links down below in the description. You have been wonderful. I have been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.